Okay, everyone, we are live. So, hey everyone, welcome to today's Meshery meeting. And it's like Wednesday 17. This is the weekly Meshery meeting where we talk everything related to Meshery, where we are going to discuss all of the open issues, your ongoing PRs, or if any one of you is run into any blockers, so we can discuss it here and move forward. So before jamming into the current agenda items, I will take some time to get introduced to all of the newcomers. So if you are new to this meeting, please feel free to introduce yourself, like open your mic, open your webcam, and let's get introduced. So please don't feel shy.
Hi, I'm a newcomer. This is my first meeting. I will also be attending the next meeting that is usually for newcomers. So I'm new to Meshery. I am in my second year of college. I'm pursuing bachelor's in technology from IGGTUW in CSEI, and I will be contributing to Meshery for the next few months.
Okay, great. Actually, I forgot, like, I didn't hear your name, like, I might have skipped that.
I'm Hansuja Buddhiraja.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks for reading this. Yeah, so yeah, that's great having you here, Hansuja. Yeah, tomorrow we're having a newcomers meeting. Yeah, you're welcome to join that one also, and then you might find some good first issue also. And yeah, it's great to have you. Yeah, let's get you some issues assigned so you can start contributing. Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, I think there are some other new names also in the list. I might be wrong, but I think there was one.
Hey there. I don't
Hey,
mind
yeah.
going next. My name is Yeltsin Sepulveda. I'm located in Massachusetts, United States. This will be my second project that I'd be contributing to. I just wrapped up Google Summer of Code, so I'm very excited to switch from that to this. I discovered Cloud Native Computer Foundation last week, and that's been very excited to go through and on board. I'm also studying for my 2-year degree here at my community college, and yeah, very excited and eager to start contributing.
Yeah, yeah, it's been great to have you. Like, yeah, congratulations on completing your GSOC. And just, yeah, like, which domain are you uncomfortable? Like, is it backend or frontend or DevOps?
Um, my most recent history is in cloud DevOps. Um, After that, my internship was in the backend, was in Linux stuff, so that's where I'm most comfortable.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a great combination. So yeah, you would find like plenty of issues around DevOps and platform engineering and obviously backend and everything here. Yeah, great to have you here. And yeah, I think I would have a great time.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, think I'm not sure. Like P Paway, are you like new to the call? I might have like pronounced your name wrongly. Sorry for that.
Yes, hello, I'm Happy Daniel. I'm still new to open source. I'm just graduated in August, so I'm here to learn also DevOps. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Paway, for introducing yourself. Yeah, you'll find some great issues here. And Kavita, are you new to the call?
Yes, I am. In fact, I think I joined the Meshery Slack channel about 2 days ago, and I am actually new to Meshery. Actually, speaking about myself, I have 15 years of experience in the industry, and then I was actually I was aware of CNCF, knew how it has actually grown since 2015. And right now I am actually on a career break. So I thought like I'll pick up a project which is actually based in Golang and then start contributing to that in open source. So this is the first time I am actually contributing something to open source. So I'm actually much more excited for that. And I think Meshery actually is a very good place to start with because of uh, the way multiple clouds and multiple service meshes are actually supported. So I'm actually looking, I just have a high level overview. That's all. my knowledge on the project is still very trivial. So I am actually hoping to gain more knowledge and then be useful. So predominantly, I think I would be able to help with backend development related stuff with respect to Golang. Yeah, that's what I am actually looking forward for.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think yeah, most of our backend services are in Golang. So yeah, I think that's the de facto language in most of like
Yeah,
cloud native
when it
projects.
comes
So
to
yeah,
CNC,
should feel at home here.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's great. Yeah, you picked this project. So yeah, Meshy is one of the fastest. Actually, it's like the sixth fastest growing CNCF project. It's a sandbox project right now, but it's like moving very fast. And yeah, and it's also like the hashtag number one internship program on the LFX. So yeah, yeah, that's a great place to start with. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I might have missed somebody. So like if I miss anybody and you are new, yeah, please feel free to introduce yourself. Or yeah, you can also like tag yourself in the chat here. I think got everybody covered. But yeah, if I miss anybody, please feel free to say hi in the chat. Okay, I think let's start with the agenda item. So yeah, the one of the top agenda items right now is our V0.9 release. So I think right now we are on V8, but it's been like I think it's been roundly an year now since we're already like working on this one. So mostly all of the work has been done on for this release, but we just need to kind of coordinate the announcements and just wrap up some of the issues. So we have a milestone created for the 0.9 release, and most of the issues are done here. Some of these need to be cleared up, and some of these are still open. So like if you want to like contribute to some of them and you are like think you can do any of these, yeah, that would be great. So yeah, these are still some of these issues are still open. So yeah, you can like these are great picks if you are comfortable with any of these issues. And I think yeah, it's been an year, so we should be like quickly on the 0.9 and then hopefully on the V1. So yeah, we'll be waiting for the V1. That would be a big thing. But yeah, first we need to get over the 0.9. So there are like all kinds of issues in this release range. So like if you are comfortable with UI, you will find issues, some of these issues for the UI and then also for Golang and then also regarding the DevOps. So please feel free to go through this, and if you are comfortable with anything, yeah. I think I'm seeing Yeltsin raising his hand. Yeah, please feel free to take over the mic.
Um, do you guys, by any chance, tag them with newcomer tags or
Yeah.
first first
Yeah,
issue?
yeah.
Okay.
There are special labels for the good first issue. So yeah, I think you should find plenty of them in the issues tab.
Yeah, I'd definitely be
Yeah.
interested in helping out
Yeah.
here.
There are like two kinds of labels. One is the first timers only. So these are very simple issues. So like if you are not able to get land any of issues, so you might find one from this label, but also like there are the good first issues. So yeah, these are the simple issues that you can start beginning with, and yeah, please feel to tag any of these. So yeah, if you tag a maintainer in any of the open issues, so somebody will come up and assign you the issue. And yeah, another thing you might also do, like sometimes what happens, like a contributor comes and tries to go into an issue, but all of those are assigned to somebody. But like sometimes some of the contributors are just squatting on the issue, so they are not. There's no progress in there. So you can start by like either reviewing the PR. So if they have put up a PR, you might start reviewing it. That's also a good way to start with the project. And if like there is no development happening in that issue and it's assigned to somebody, yeah, please feel free to like tag again the maintainer that to get it reassigned to it. It's like there's nothing wrong in that. So if somebody is not doing anything, and this sometimes people just like get an issue assigned and then move on. So yeah, some of the issues are like that also.
Okay, that sounds good. I'll
Yeah.
try to look through there and try to grab a couple of first time issues. Thank you.
So yeah, that's mostly about the V9 release. So I think yeah, let's start with the topics today. Parthiv, if you are on the call, please take over.
Yes, hello everyone. So I would like to discuss today's agenda. So let me share my screen. So like now these are the models that are generated by that are generated, and I have classified them why they fail and what are the reasons behind their failures. So so somewhere like old,
Parthiv, I
so
think like
I
your
took
screen
this
share is
reference
not
from.
working. It's still black. Okay, yeah, now it's coming.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, before like if you go into this
Is
issue,
it
like if you give a bit of background around the issue and also like models, which would be helpful for other your contributors.
can you repeat? I didn't get it. Is it
I'm saying like
visible now?
before like chiming into the issue, like if you give it a bit of background about the issue and also like bit of background around like models and components, because these are like new terms to most of the people here.
Yes, it's like Meshery, like the components are like from Kubernetes, basically from Kubernetes charts. So Meshery creates these models from Helm charts. Basically, there are many open source Helm charts created by many different companies. I would say like from like I should show some. So this is the Kubernetes chart from Falco. There are some other ones like this is from external secrets. So I haven't like I still don't know about completely about this, like what
Yeah,
the
yes, yeah, it's
models
okay.
it
Yeah.
using. I'm still like reading myself that myself reading the docs, so I will take some time to understand it. So basically, I have get what I have like know what I know from reading these days. So there's basically these are all Kubernetes components. So basically, the charts are so Meshery basically builds them into a component which are so that we can easily port them and use somewhere else.
Yeah, thanks, Parthia. That's a
I may be
great
wrong.
attempt at explaining what Meshery does. So for other guys, like let me give it a bit of more context. So Meshery is like kind of a management platform on top of all things cloud native. So let's not bound ourselves to just Kubernetes. So Meshery does everything regarding like cloud native, and the way we achieve that is by like we transfer the hard work that's done on the other actual like cloud native projects. So we don't like kind of are not a source of truth for most of these integrations, but we integrate with like everything cloud native. So there are like 300 models. So models is kind of a package, and it's like how we package capabilities in Meshy. So how we can integrate with these different components, different resources, different cloud native technology, and how we can manage them and orchestrate them. This is kind of put inside a model, and a model can have like different things. So it can have components. So the component is kind of the base unit of the capability. So this is the base unit that gets deployed and can be orchestrated as your infrastructure. So you might think of a component in Mesh as a Kubernetes pod. So Kubernetes has a pod. So there is a one-to-one mapping. So we have a component that's called a pod. So it's just a kind of a wrapper where the underlying technology that's the Kubernetes pod. So we don't define what a Kubernetes pod is. It's already done by the folks at Kubernetes. So we're not messing with that. So they already defined everything there. We're just kind of wrapping it up and adding more metadata to it and more kind of making it more useful and more easier to manage. But we are not like defining what it is. And in the same way, like we integrate with like around 200 models. So they are like we have models for Prometheus, we have models for Grafana, we have models for like CNPG. So like there are like all of those things you might find in CNCF landscape. We have like models for them, but sometimes we like some of these integrations are not well maintained. So we might have like some of these integrations might be broken. So like here, Parthu is trying to kind of organize all of the issues that we're having with some of these integration and like categorizing them into different kinds of errors. So one of the things that we do is like because there are like these too many of these integrations. So like I think there are 2,000 components. We can like manually go and kind of create a wrapper to integrate with mesh. Then we're like continuously doing just that, and we never go ahead as a project. So most of this work is already automated. So one of the ways how we can kind of create this integration is that we take like an existing CRD that somebody has defined for a resource, and we automatically convert that into a Meshery component, and then also like package everything like regarding those CRDs into a model. So like if you have a Helm chart defined for Prometheus, we might take that and ingest the whole chart and like create like 10, 20 components, like how many CRDs you might have defined inside your Helm chart, and like just create a model from that. So some of these charts get like sourced from Artifact Hub, some get sourced from like GitHub. So if you have a like a package repository, we like take the charts from that, or even if you have just like a raw CRDs lying around, we can just ingest them. So there's like these different kinds of connections from where we can start ingesting the components. So here Parth is trying to like break down like which things are having issues. So yeah, that's mostly the context around it, because we are like trying to source from Artifact. It had like has its own limitations. So they are API limiting us, so rate limiting us. So we need to kind of slowly ingest them. So, and one of the things that we are trying to do as a project is like get off of Artifact Hub and just use GitHub, because it's like more flexible to use just GitHub. We can just clone the repos and we don't run into the rate limitings. And because after that, it's just the same process. We just take the Helm chart if they are defined inside the repo. And there's also some more work going on, like making that process a bit more intelligent, so we can like kind of just recursively go through the repo and find any charts anywhere and not run into any errors. So yeah, that's mostly the context around it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, I don't see anybody.
That was very useful information. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Parth, we can go ahead with the
Thank you, Abid.
questions. Yeah.
So, like, these are the reasons for mainly which the models generation is failing. So, I have taken the reference from the main Meshery integration spreadsheet. So, the largest categories that fall into the failures are like this one. No components found for the model. So, there are 107 models which are failing for this reason. And the second largest is the rate limited. So the API is just getting rate limited before taking our response. So like this is the second highest issue, and third is the URL is basically missing, or like the URL is wrong. So these are the like highest with high reasons which are affecting the highest number of models. So, and this one is like no package on artifact by this. I think so. Like these projects have probably moved on to some else name, and we have to like find individually like to what other name they have moved on,
Yeah.
so we can update them. The main reasons that I have like found a fix, I have already I have found a fix for these three categories basically. The chart.meta version is invalid, no components found for the model, and a rate limiting. So I would like to show them like what is the reasons.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So this is basically the log. So this is basically the log of the CI. So let me show that. So I basically collected the log from the
Your
CI,
screen
which
is not updating. You're
runs
still on the
every
spreadsheet.
what a bit.
Sorry, I mean, your screen is not refreshing. You're still on the Google Sheets. If you're trying to share something else.
Wait. Uh, is it like visible right now?
Yeah, you are like the Google Sheets is visible. I thought you were trying to share a PR.
Oh, yes. I was actually showing something else. Let me fix it.
Yeah, you might have selected when you choose screen share, you might have selected just that one window. Try to share your whole screen or just the different window that you're trying to.
Yeah, could I take this time to ask a question?
Yeah,
So would Meshery run like on premise, and handling like the cloud services on the cloud, or would it run on the cloud provider? Would you launch it in an instance on a cloud provider?
So yeah, that's a good question. So Meshery runs in both ways. So you can run Meshery locally and connect it to a remote like provider or a remote cloud. So if you want, like say, because like how Meshery connects to different clouds is right now majorly just through Kubernetes. So like Kubernetes is the home ground for Meshery. If you want to even connect to like let's say if you are working with GCP, so you like Meshery has some amount of integration with GCP. Actually, like decent amount of integration with GCP and AWS and also Azure, but like it's not kind of a native integration with them. It's through Kubernetes. So you need to kind of have a Kubernetes environment which would have the specific operators for the platform. Like Azure has like ASO, I think it's called ASO, and AWS I think has something called ACK. So like these are kind of the way operators through which like these different cloud providers can be configured or managed or orchestrated through Kubernetes. So Meshery utilizes these operators right now. So if you have an environment like a Kubernetes environment which has these operators installed, and you can just point your Meshery instance whether it's running on inside the cluster or outside of the cluster. You can run like Meshery in both ways. You can run Meshery in cluster or out of the cluster. There are like different networking configurations to do that, but both of those are possible and like can be done out of the box. And after that, you just point it to that specific Kubernetes environment and or sorry, the Kubernetes cluster, and after that you can start kind of managing your GCP or your AWS and other. I'm not sure, like maybe you might have like if you want just kind of manage Kubernetes on these products, like if you want to use the AKS or GKEs, you can also, that's kind of just native. You can just, if you have a kube config to any of those clusters, you can just import the connection to it and like import the cluster, and you can just start managing those clusters directly. So machine like, and it comes out of box to connect any of those Kubernetes clusters. You just need kind of a public kube config. You might have created it like directly from the Kubernetes environment, or you might have just created like a service account based configuration, so you can do both things. But yeah, you can connect it out of the cluster or inside the cluster. So you deploy mesh directly inside the cluster.
Okay. Thanks for explaining that.
Yeah. Parthiv, if you're not able to share, we
So
might just
like, is
down
my
the data.
ID yeah, sure. So is my ID visible like right now or not?
No, I don't think it's not for me.
It's
Not for
not,
me too.
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
might be running into some bandwidth. So yeah,
Uh,
let's try to curb like, at the end of the call.
yeah, sure, sure. Let's move on.
Also, for anybody who wants like to ask a question, they can just like open the mic and ask. You don't need to like ask for permission. You can just, yeah, you can like keep the mic always on if you don't have any background noise. So yeah, just chime in anytime. So I think the next issue is from Himani. Himani, I think you are on the call. Yeah, please take over the screen.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Abid. Hi. Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, whatever. So, like, should I just share my screen?
Yeah, you can just share the screen. You don't need to ask for permission, and also you
Okay.
don't need to say like, is my screen visible? If it's not,
Yeah.
somebody will
Right,
tell you.
right, right. Thank you. Not to say, is my screen visible? But I think it is.
Yeah, it's
So, I was working on this for a long, long time. Like you could see here, it got all messed up here. Like from September, I was working on it, and I was also working on parallelly on one more tutorial. So this is basically a beginner's guide to Canvas using like Kubernetes services. So this is actually the preview for it, and I added three main services. So a beginner user who has not w- used Canvas too much, so they could like use this and explore both Canvas and learn about services. So yeah, I- Sangram actually one of the maintainers. He actually helped me. Also, he told me to use Meshery milestone image here. I did not use it originally, but in this tutorial, I have replaced the screenshots and everything with Meshy Milestone as the sample app. the
Yeah, okay,
cluster
that's
ID.
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, we should be using that. Yeah, that's kind of a simple image. Once you boot it up, it shows a web page with Meshy and I think
Yeah.
some image. But yeah, that's nice. Like I have one question. Like, do you have anywhere inside this tutorial the link to the original design that the users can walk through? Because that would be helpful.
Like
Like the
what?
same design where you are taking the screenshots from, that should be also linked inside this tutorial.
Um, like the screenshots?
No, no, like the original design that they would be working on. So the
Oh, I have not published a design
yeah.
actually.
So yeah, if you like kind of create a design and like just refine it a bit and then kind of publish it to the catalog and after that paste the link from the catalog. So as you would publish the design to the catalog, some maintainer would review it and then approve it and after that it would be
Oh,
inside the
okay.
catalog. So inside the catalog, a design kind of becomes immutable. So it's like the snapshot of the design and anybody can come and clone it and they would kind of see the metrics on it and it gets an official rating. So yeah, it's just kind of a public catalog. So you please push the
Right.
design to it and after that add the link here. So yeah,
Okay.
nobody would be able to mess it up because it's just the catalog item. They would need to clone to access it and then they can kind of independently walk through this design and follow your tutorial. And also
Right.
like it then as you do that, structure the tutorial in a way they are able to walk through your design. So they kind of
Yeah.
have something ready.
I
But yeah,
actually,
they might then also like
yeah.
kind of
So
start
I
from scratch
actually
and
followed
learn.
this format
Yeah.
like people did here. So that's why nobody like had a design here. So that's why this
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. Yeah, I think I
But
might get some
I
more
would take
designs
the
for yeah
suggestion.
these other
Yeah.
tutorials also.
Okay, so
So
any
that would kind of
suggestions
become the
or
reference
feedback?
design. But yeah, they are like the who is learning, they are welcome to kind of start from scratch. But that's also one way to learn. They might just start from scratch and do everything by themselves, and they
Yeah,
might just use the
but it's actually
reference
really
design.
hard. Like I also
Mm.
use these tutorials to
Yeah.
like get used to Canvas. I actually have one more tutorial I was working on. So if you could provide some feedback, so I'll just publish that one also. Like
Do you
after
have
this
like an
week
open
or
PR for that or
no,
an idea?
I had one, but I closed it because I did not use the right image for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if that was just the issue was like the image, like yeah, please reopen it and use the milestones image. And I think yeah, I think we
Okay.
have some more people today, like Kavitha or yes, and they might be happy to review your PR and see how
And maybe they
I
could
think this
use
helps.
follow this and they could provide some
Yeah, yeah,
feedback.
yeah, that would be
Yeah.
helpful because they are also like new to
Yeah,
Meshy,
right.
so their experience is really helpful. Like, and also like yeah, like if you're trying Meshy now, please feel free to give any feedback. Yeah, sometimes yeah, don't feel like you don't know anything. Some it's just bad UX if you are not able to do something, so it's not
Yeah,
on you.
like
So
I was trying to copy paste in the
yeah,
terminal, but it does not work like
yeah,
that.
yeah, I think we have an open we have raised an issue for that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a pain. So
it
if you
was
have
a
to copy
problem.
paste, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. That's great. Yeah, if you find any issues, create like bugs or report in Slack or report in discussion wherever you
Okay.
are like happy to yeah, just keep reporting.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Can I say I think you might get some review from Kavitha and Yeltsin and they might take a look and other maintainers will be also looking at the tutorial. So, yeah, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
I'd be
Adit.
happy to take a look. I'd be
Thank
happy to
you.
take a look.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks.
thank you.
Okay, I think okay, we have an item from Sohani and Ronak. So I think you guys are partnering on this one. So please take out the screen.
Yeah. Hi
Ronak, you're not
all.
audible.
Hi all.
Hey,
Uh, So this year address a failure in our ESLint CI workflow for the fork-based pull request, where workflow was incorrectly attempt to autofixes and commit code during PR validations. Earlier, our ESLint workflow worked like this. Our developers opens a PR, GitHub action starts a workflow, and ESLint run on both the UI, the Meshery one and the provider one, and
Yeah.
run ESLint and run some makefile target UI lint and UI provider lint internally that executes Meshery UI code. So here CI was doing both, checking the code and fixing the code. So what problem we have faced here? Many contributor opens a PR from a fork, but GitHub action get a read-only token. It not allowed to push or commit, but the workflow still try to do that.
Yeah.
Um, in this case, ESLint actually passed, but CI still failed only because it tried to commit.
Yeah.
So here the root cause is not ESLint, not the GitHub action. The real problem was that CI was modifying the code, but CI should only validate or reports the error. How we fix that problem? As Lee suggested earlier, we should fix this on local level rather than CI changing the code after the PR. So what we have done here, we are adding a pre-commit hook using Husky. What this does, before any commit is created, ESLint run locally on the developers UI and provider UI, fix those issues before the commit. So now bad code never gets committed. Developer push clean and linted code. So what developer need to do after that? Developer can install npm install inside the UI and the provider UI, or he or she can just run make UI setup. What this run makes prepare script in package.json. And what prepare script does, configure Git to use hook from UI Husky directly that automatically enables the pre-commit. Mm,
Yeah, that's good. That makes complete sense. Yeah, we'll be doing the linting and fixing the lint issues directly during pre-commit hooks. For the workflow, I think you have changed it to just be a just to only
yeah,
lint and not push back any change. That's also, I think. But yeah, I think we were just trying to kind of like remove the burden from contributors because yeah, like I personally like kind of don't like the pre-commit hooks because they just slow down when you're committing and you just have to wait a minute for the pre-commit hooks to pass. But I think I can't do much here because of the forked repos. And yeah, I think I would kind of need to make this trade-off and do it locally and just
yeah,
run the ESLint on the as a
Yeah, it's
Perhaps
a
we can have another,
it's
we can
go
add
ahead.
another thing here, uh, because those pull requests can be opened from a fork, but
yeah.
me, for example, I am a maintainer and I can create a pull request from the Meshery repo. So this use case should also be taken consideration here. So perhaps we can just add a check to validate if the repo source is a Meshery repo or a fork, and it will only run when it is not a fork. It is something that we can also add in the steps here.
Actually, yeah, that's a good suggestion because we can just like determine whether the PR is coming from a fork. But yeah, I'm not now sure because like it would be just kind of redundant work because like if you are like even if you are a maintainer and you are pushing change, you would kind of need to end up running the pre-commit hooks locally. So and then again inside the PR would be again doing the same thing. So I think yeah, I think we might just kind of skip that. One thing that we might do is like we might just run the ESLint fix on the main brush. So rather than running this workflow on a PR, so we'll just run this whenever anything is pushed the master. So it will kind of secure everything at the end, even if like if for some reason you might have skipped the ESLint or lints were not made up. So it might fix up when the code is actually merged to master. So yeah, we might just change it to like running on master like whenever anything is pushed to master rather than pushed on PR and like have this validation logic just for the PR runs.
Yeah, we can do that. That pushing, making that workflow run on master branch rather than on
Yeah.
pull request. But yeah, I agree with you that when we are doing commit pre-commit hooks are a bit can be a bit overhead when it takes time on doing the commit. But yeah, the idea was simple that the CI workflow should not modify code. So rather than the CI telling you that hey, you have pushed bad code, the developer should themselves automatically push good linted code. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what the idea what Lee suggested us, and I've also tried doing that. It doesn't take much of time, but yeah, that's where we can think on that.
Yeah, that makes sense because actually we this was a pretty recent change. I think a couple of weeks ago we tried to do this. We were just actually just verifying on the workflows, yeah, during the PR. But yeah, makes sense. So
Also, also, we could just do a check instead of fix. That way, it will just validate that the link it's correct, but you will not try to change.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Yeah, I think that's what we would be doing now. Yeah, just making the checks and not fixing it inside the PR. Yeah, because yeah, I think yeah,
Mhm.
that's also the kind of the same workflow which you have for like other parts like Golang and everything. The CI just lints it and doesn't make any fixes. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what this change has been reverted in
Yeah.
the recent full PR by someone. So we are not committing any more things, and the workflow is running fine. But still, if we want to optimize and if that pre-commit hook is desirable, we can think on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that pre-commit is now good. Yeah, you can like work on that, the Husky thing. I think yeah, I'm not sure like if you use you like we use Husky in other projects, so yeah, that's not alien. So yeah, please go ahead. I think I think there might be some extensions that might already have some configuration that you might take up from like some other like project, like maybe I'm not sure, maybe from Systent might already have Husky configured, so you might be able to just copy paste from there to have consistent configuration. But yeah, either way, yeah, it's
Mm.
okay.
Yeah, sure. We can look
Yeah,
at in that repo as well. Yeah.
yeah, okay, I think yeah, that's good. Okay.
We have also introduced a fixed flag
Yeah.
where the developer can, in this make target, they can pass make UI lint with hyphen fix to true. That will make run the changes and also apply locally. So that's useful when you are running the linter locally, and when you are running in the CI, there's no need to pass this
Mm.
hyphen fix as we are not changing anything. So yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure. Like, I think you might be actually just create like two different make commands, like make UI lint and make UI lint fix.
That's what I did earlier,
Yeah,
but they suggested that you should have a logical check to
yeah,
distinguish the beautification of both of these commands, when to
yeah.
use UI lint fix and when to use UI lint. So it's good if you create one make
Yeah, okay,
target.
yeah, that's also good. Just make sure like when we kind of run the make, we get like documentation for this fix flag, because otherwise they users won't know like you can pass a fix
Yeah,
flag.
yeah.
So yeah, if the make gives you that suggestion, that's good. Otherwise, yeah, we might need two different commands because it's like
Mhm.
you have to look into the make file to know, or you have to document it someplace else. But yeah,
Yeah, we
if
can add this in the comment to
yeah,
document that. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, but just make sure it gets documented and users get a suggestion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, that's good progress. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Ronak, and I think Sahani for working on this. Yeah, this helps.
Uh,
It's good.
sure. We have
Yeah,
one more thing.
yeah.
Um, can you just please review my PR I have made earlier? What this PR does? It whenever a PR happen, it just auto labels
Yeah.
according to the file we have changed.
Okay, like what are the changes in this? Because I think we already had the like the auto label, right?
No, but in Meshery linker it was not there.
Okay, okay, Meshery. This is on Meshery Linker. Yeah, yeah, nice. Yeah, I think you might have like. Did you just copy paste the same like the configuration from Meshery?
Yeah, sure.
I think you, yeah, like I'm not suggesting like you need to like copy it verbatim, because you might need to like change the file path. I think yeah, you have already done most of it. Like while you're pointing to linker to associate a specific tag to it. Yeah, this looks nice. But yeah, just make sure like the PR labeler.yaml that yeah is like same as from Meshes, so we're consistent with the versioning and everything of this action. But yeah, looks nice.
Yeah, I will make sure that.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have another PR here. What it does, here we have by default the permissions in workflow we have write permission. But we are doing here, I by default we are making it read permission, and where the write permission are required, we are explicitly defining that, just like in release draft YAML, when we have to release draft, we need write permission. So explicitly, we have defined a write permission over there.
Okay, so I think yeah, like is this PR like related to some issue like from some vulnerability or something?
Mm,
Okay, from here prepare workflows to moving from. Okay, I see. I think this was from. I'm not sure. Like I think last KubeCon or yeah, I think we were working on the yeah. I think yeah, this was reported by somebody. Yeah, okay, nice. So you might tag Sangram on the PR that you have, so he might take a final look. But yeah, I think this is what was intended to just kind of be explicit on the workflows to define what permissions they are having, so we don't give more than needed. So yeah, nice. Yeah, that should be good also. I think yeah, just yeah, from the KubeCon
Yeah,
you. Okay, okay, nice. I think you had kind of lots of PRs. Yeah, that's really good work.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Yeah,
Abid.
yeah, yeah, thanks. See what we have next. So actually, I'm not sure how to pronounce this.
Keval there.
Kevelia Dua. So yeah, yeah, sorry, I'm a bit new to this name. So yeah, please feel free
No
to
problem.
share the screen.
Yep. Is this my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay. So tomorrow I reported to this issue, which is there's a broken link in the workflow, discuss data files and update. The broken link is throwing error 1001, which is something related to DNS, and the doc data discussion dot JSON carrying the HTML error data instead of the JSON. And the right link for this is the discuss.layer5 .io, but there's discuss.meshery.io,
Yeah.
and it is it interrupting the workflow. I discussed it with the Lee on Slack. Lee told me to see this on the meeting.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think I just placed the domain with discuss.layer5.io where we are referring as discuss.meshy.io because yeah, that's the original domain. So I think this is a mistake and typo somewhere. Yeah, we might have done some find and replace and cause this issue. But yeah, just go ahead and replace it with discuss.layer5.io inside the workflow or any other place where we might be referring as this other domain.
Okay. And second, yesterday I talked on the Slack, and Matthew was there, I guess. Is the documentation update to add a statement for the -p Docker. So I worked on that, and this is my PR. You can review it, Matthew.
I think I like I'm not sure like if this is part of the same issue, but the thought process
No,
there was
no,
like
this is different.
yeah, I mean like the other thing that we were trying to do is like in this system start like command, we would just prompt the user to say, like, because the default right now is Kubernetes would just kind of,
Yeah,
that we are assuming that everybody's using Kubernetes, so we might just give a quick prompt and say users to like to choose whether they are deploying to on Kubernetes or Docker.
yes, it's
For for this one, Lee in Slack just said to update the documentation for now, so people when they it's not clear that the default behavior is Kubernetes, so just update the documentation. And yes, perhaps we could also add something in the code to prompt it, but I'm not a fan of that. But yes, it is also a good idea. Perhaps we could just have a log saying that the default is Kubernetes if you don't add the flag, and if people want to change, but this is something that we can discuss.
Yeah, actually, Matthew, that's a good suggestion. Like, as somebody used this command, would yeah just say like what platform was used, and like if they want to change it, they can use this separate flag. But yeah, actually, yeah, sorry, I still have issues on the
Yes.
comments. And yeah, Mr. Dua. So yeah, thanks for the documentation update. You can, yeah, that makes sense to explicitly say this, and this should be good to merge then.
okay. I updated the CTL
Yeah,
page where I added this
yeah,
statement
mm,
that if someone is running Meshery on Docker,
yeah,
so they simply need to run this command with
yeah.
the -p Docker.
Actually, yeah, I think now if I might just do one more thing, like based on like what Matthew said, to kind of add a note that by default, like
Yeah,
Kubernetes is select that default. So yeah, that would help
If
users
I'm
to
right, the title of this page is install on Docker, right? Can you go on the top of the page?
yeah.
Okay, no, it's good.
yeah,
But I think that it could be more visible. I don't know, with warning or just to be sure that people seeing it.
Okay.
I just sent a reply in the Slack channel we have. I think that I can send you an example of what I have in mind, just to give you a little hint.
Okay, so I need to highlight that the Meshery is by default on the Kubernetes, so that the newcomer can't be confused. Uh,
Yes, this is where the
okay, I'll work on it. I'll update the PR.
yeah, nice. Do you have anything else?
No,
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
thank
that's good.
you.
Yeah, users get confused if they're trying to deploy on Docker, and they kind of sometimes don't know like what they are deploying on. Yeah. Okay, so I think Shrikant, if you're on the call, please can share. You're not audible. Not yet. Not. You might need to like it. Try changing a microphone or. Getting like while you're trying to figure out your microphone situation, we might, yeah, let me quickly go through this issue. So yeah, I think some of the guys here might be interested here on this. So yeah, maybe Kavita, you might be also interested. So there's an open call for volunteers. So we were previously like all of our tool chains like Meshery and some of the extensions that Meshery has were on Golang 1.24. So we have recently started to migrate to kind of like there's not much of a migration, so kind of just update to Golang 125. So we want to kind of make sure like all of the repos are using the same version so we don't get into conflicts, and also just have consistency everywhere. So we just started migrating some of the projects and libraries to 125, but majority is not done yet. So there are like around 25 open issues in the Meshery extensions organization, and also I think in Meshery organization. So it's just kind of like trying to upgrade the Golang toolchain across like across the main libraries and also inside the workflows where we are trying to build Golang, or like any place where we are using Golang. So it's probably right now, like in most places it would be hard coded to 124, so we just need to upgrade it to 125. So I think, yeah, there's this, we have kind of like the Meshery is kind of split between two organizations. There's one organization called Meshery slash, so sorry, the one organization is called Meshery and the other is called the Meshery extension. So we just tried, because there are kind of like too many repos, so like there were like 40-50 repos, so we just tried to break down and organize them properly. So this is the place where if somebody is donating a extension, or if we are creating an extension around Meshery, so that lands in here. So there are all of the adapters for Meshery to connect to different service meshes, and different providers are here, and also some other extensions like a small kubectl extension to snapshot your cube, like Kubernetes cluster directly from kubectl is here. And there are lots of extensions like an Helm canvas snapshot. This takes your Helm chart and snapshots it, so creates a kind of a design out of it and then emails it back to you. And then there is also the academy here. So like all of these, like these adapters are written in Golang, so they are probably right now on Golang 124. So these need to be upgraded to 125. And in some of the repos, you might find issue upgrading the toolchain, but mostly it shouldn't be an issue. Like if it's an issue, you might just kind of create a separate issue, like mentioning what's the procedure happening or what's the cause, and then some, even either you can work yourself or somebody else can take that and work on it. But yeah, we would want to kind of get everything updated to 125. And there's probably, I think in Meshy there might be just, yeah, there might be a couple of issues here. So I'm not sure, maybe we okay, there are 17 repos in here. Most of these are also Golang based, like the Meshery operator, Meshkit, Meshsync. So these, all of these need to be also migrated to 125. So yeah, there are like lots of repos. So yeah, even if you want to split work, like there can multiple contributors can work on it. It's not necessary for just one to do everything. But yeah, these are like kind of like, say, like 25 beginner friendly issues.
I have one question. What is the timeline for the next release? Because I just want to make sure that if I'm picking up a couple of repositories,
That's
that
like the
should not
minor
actually.
releases we make like every day. So like there was a minor release earlier today, but for the major release, yeah, it's like I think you would have more than a week. But yeah, it's not necessary. We don't want to like necessarily bundle it in the next major release. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
okay, I think, yeah, that's mostly about this one. So yeah, Matthew, maybe yeah, I'm going to skip my item because we're low on time. So Matthew, you can take over the.
Can you just share this pull request? Just talking about it, not this one.
Okay, sorry.
There's someone that opened a pull request for
Okay, so yeah, sorry, I think yeah.
yes, for supporting Docker version 2, because currently we are using Docker Compose version 2, because currently we are not relying on this one. And I have already do a check. It look good. I think I forgot to approve it, but I think it's good. If someone else can have a look on it.
Yeah, I think we don't have like Ayan Das on the call, but yeah, I think if you have already reviewed it and it looks good, we might merge it, or like, I think so. Yeah, we are getting rid of the. I think it was the Docker Compose, the Python script or whatever. That was the very old thing, and now the Compose flag is right inside the Docker. So we are, yeah,
Yes,
using the,
exactly.
yeah, the library to do it, and that's good. So good. It's not present on V2 is required. Please machines detail. So like one small thing. So this Docker Compose V2 is like, is this the official way they are referring to this, or is it just we are we are making this up V2? Because like if user, somebody gets
No,
user.
It was requested by Lee that now the V2 is the official version, so we can just move to that instead of rely on the old.
Okay, nice. Yeah, this is the option. Yeah, I was just trying to see like, so it's easy to Google it up. Yeah, that's nice. It's how they're referring
Yes.
to V2. Yeah, nice.
Basically, the change was only to check which version was used, and if it was on the V1, just add a warning
Okay.
and ask to install the new one.
Okay,
But
so okay, we're
yes,
still trying to like look for the older one and just warning on that. Either V and V2 is available. Okay.
but if you install the last version of Docker, it will work. So
Yeah.
I don't see any
Hmm.
big issue here.
Okay, I think this looks good. Then we need to kind of get rid of the older one because here it's hard for new users because you have the new one installed, and I think most of the new people even don't know like they are used to with that old Docker
Uh,
component. Yeah, that confuses people.
uh, we
Yeah,
had already some complaints before because we were using this old version.
okay, this is just the code coverage and yeah, nice. I think we should get this one merged for the next release. So this is from Meshery directly, so we don't need to bump anything else. Okay. I think yeah, guys, I think we're already over time, so I think we have a couple of items that we might be leaving for the next meeting. So yeah, we would cover up these next week, same day. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be also having a newcomers meet. Feel free to join that. I think that's just 1 hour for this. So you can find the link to it inside the Layer 5 community calendar. Yeah, I share the link inside the chat so you can subscribe to the calendar if you want to join any of these events. Okay, so before wrapping up the call, does anybody else have any questions?
Have it. I have some issue. Can I discuss now?
Nothing else. Let's probably discuss over the Slack because we're already over time now.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Also, you can send open a topic on discuss.layer5.io if you have an issue. Maybe we have
Okay.
more people to reply and help.
Yeah.
Now for like, yeah, if you're like trying to set a mesh and finding any issues there, yeah, you can use kind of the discuss form to kind of raise an issue and also like use just it kind of as a knowledge base because like lots of people have ran into the same issue. So there's probably an answer to your query already there. Somebody might have fallen into the same thing and got it answered there. So yeah, that's a nice source to keep on your hand as you're trying to work with Meshery. So yeah. Actually, yeah, thanks everybody for joining to this call. I think yeah, this was a very productive call. We got lots of covered and there are lots of new faces also. So pretty excited for next week. So we might get more work done. So yeah. Yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah, let's wrap up the call. Bye. See you tomorrow. Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.